As far as I am concerned, the presidency shouldn't be determined by regional, tribal, ethnical or religious sentiment. It should be determined by patriotism, by nationalistic thinking, by the love for the people, by the love for Nigeria, by the qualification, the enthusiasm, the will, the zeal, the determination to move the country forward. Those that will have the people at heart, those that truly love Nigeria, those that really want to see Nigeria progress, those that will come and change the psyche, the thinking, the perception, and move the country to where it's supposed to be. Not talking about religion, not talking about ethnicity, not talking about any other thing. This is what should constitute who becomes the next president. For as long as our thinking, our psyche, our feelings continue to go towards it has to be rotational presidency, we will never get the best. As far as I'm concerned, it can be the most smallest tribe of Nigeria. If someone from there is qualified, he has these qualities and he's been brought up to lead this country, I will vote for him, I will campaign for him. But I will never go with the agitation of regional, religion, ethnic or something. That will never unite Nigerians. I am a Nigerian. I am from the north, a typical northerner, a typical Nigerian who believe in Nigeria, who believe in the existence of Nigeria. So I don't believe in rotation or regional or it should be Nigerian thing. And that was why when this issue of, the issue of rotational presidency or this restructuring, why I'm disagreeing with restructuring and rotational presidency is because as a Nigerian, I don't believe rotational presidency will bring the required or the needed unity or development in Nigeria. Because I will tell you that the South and the Southeast is benefiting more of this administration that we are benefiting in the North. 70% of the infrastructural development is in the Southwest, South, and the Southeast than it is in the North. What are we talking about? And that was why when you are talking about these people agitating for separation, I said the North is ready for separation. We are ready to go. What do we really need? In fact, if you ask me, I will tell you, looking at the arrangement, the structural arrangement of Northern Nigeria today, if the North is not part of the other countries, if today we separated, the North will be far better than it is today. Because why? What are we talking about? The other regions are talking about power control or control of resources. The major resources we are talking about today is oil. It has been discovered in the Lake Chad Basin. That is first greater in quality than the one we have in the other part of Nigeria. Two, it is greater in quantity. The one we have in the other part of Nigeria will be finishing in 15 years. The one that has just been discovered, if harnessed, will last 75 years. So what do we really need? We have a deposit of gold in Birnongwari that is more than the one we are having in South Africa and in Ghana. We have another deposit of gold in Zamfara. That is why you have the bandit in Zamfara. That is why you have those bandits in Birnongwari. Why are we having the Boko Haram, so much Boko Haram problem? It's because of the oil has been discovered. It is in the Lake Chad Basin. And that was why you see they will never want to have peace in that area, because once you have, the North is going to develop more than you think. And don't forget, the economic power of Nigeria was Northern Nigeria. We were the economic power, we were the economic heart. That was why every time, even the education that the Southerners and the Easterners had, it was from the resources of the North that they were sponsored to go to school and get the education they are having today. So if today, it is not debatable. It is there. If you don't know, I'm telling you, maybe you don't have knowledge of it. I am just telling you.
Now is no, Dr. Let me just. Sorry for taking your time.
Let me conclude on this, because I don't want you to interfere with this until I am done with it. So this is that is why we said the North today is ready for separation. If you call for separation, because if we are separated today, I am telling you, we'll grow bigger, we'll grow better, we'll grow stronger, and we'll have better infrastructural development. And in any case, with due respect to other regions, I'm not trying to look down on it, but political administration of Nigeria relies in North. It is only a Northerner that you give leadership, that he will be fair enough to carry everybody along. So we, like in the past, Sardauna, Zeke and Awolowo said, let's forget our differences when they were discussing with Sardauna. He said, no, let us not forget our differences. Let us discuss our differences, because that is what will guide us towards how best we can lead this nation. This is a Northerner for you. So today, if you said the North, people calling for, agitating for separation, people calling for disintegration, people calling for restructuring, the North is fully prepared. The North is fully ready for either you call it separation or disintegration or what or restructuring. We are strong enough to stand on our feet. And please, mind you one thing before you cut me. If that is going to happen, because we are Northerners and everything that has been harnessed in Nigeria has been harnessed with Northern economic power before the discovery of oil. While you are going to have Oduduwa Republic, the others are going to have Biafra. We in the North, we will continue to exist as Nigeria and Nigerians. I am telling you, and we will be better for it. So we are ready for it. And then if you call for restructuring, power shift, if we all agree to continue to live as Nigerians, fine, we are also ready. We are ready to go. And I will tell you one thing. If you separate, the North will remain as a bloc. Yes, I hear some people say that, we know, like the ones that are calling Middle Belt. I am telling you, even in that, you have only 2 or 3 states out of the 6 states that will be doing that. And even among them, there will be separation. So the North will go as a bloc. But if you give power, if you separate today, first, if you have a Biafra Republic, the Biafra will not stand, because already Niger Deltans are saying we are not going with you.
Welcome back to Local Journo, my people. Ladies and gentlemen, we can hear the hypocrisy and double standard of the North echoing louder than ever. Northerners are now boldly declaring that they are ready for Nigeria's division, a stand that directly contradicts their decade-long resistance to restructuring or any form of decentralization. Today, they are claiming that the South should stop acting as though only they are entitled to contest for 2027 presidency. Ladies and gentlemen, according to them, it should be about competence, not a turn-by-turn democracy. They even argue that the North is wealthy and self-sufficient, rich both in human and natural resources, and would not only survive but thrive if Nigeria breaks up. But let's not be distracted by this political bluster. This sudden confidence marks years of imbalance, exploitation, and control that have crippled Nigeria's progress. Let's listen to other few commentaries on this, and I'll be right back. But before then, if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Nigeria, to win, to compete on the global stage, Nigeria will have to get rid of the North. It will not happen with my people are actively holding this country back.
Of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to address, this video by Isa Bako. First and foremost, I would say that I agree with 70% of what Isa Bako said about the underdevelopment of northern Nigeria, the redundancy as far as the family system, and a whole lot. But there are a couple of things that I do not agree with. First and foremost, Isa Bako said for Nigeria to progress, northern Nigeria needs to be taken out of Nigeria. After making the statement, he jetted out to the United States of America. And he's saying everybody he meets in the North. Why are you going to generalize that you've met everybody? I have been advocating, the matter of fact, the likes of scholars like Albani. I've been advocating about, this incessant giving birth of children you cannot take care of. That's one. And we've always been trying to see how we can try to build a way. But you said everyone you met. You've not met me. You've not met millions upon millions of northern Nigerians that are very, very passionate about this country and our region. And you saying northern Nigeria, I made a video some times ago and I said northern Nigeria is part of the major problem Nigeria is having because of some certain things, right? But you wouldn't say northern Nigeria should be cut off of Nigeria. For Nigeria to progress, northern Nigeria has to be cut off. No, come on, man. You cannot say that. And then after saying that particular statement, you are on a flight to New York or one of the states in the United States of America. If you really want to do something about it, you said, yes, I'm a technocrat. I want northern Nigeria to be able to compete too, right? But saying northern Nigeria should be taken out of Nigeria, or if Nigeria wants to progress. there are some states that do not even condone this whole Almajiri thing. Have you been to Plateau? Have you been to Benue State? Have you been to Kogi? But there are other problems apart from that Almajiranchi that you are talking about that are actually facing northern Nigeria. Most especially, these Almajiris or these homeless children are the individuals that grow up and become these bandits and other things that we are seeing in the bushes today because of lack of parental care. It's a psychological thing. We all know. So, my brother Isa Baku, I suggest, if you want to do something about the situation, you come, let's put our heads together and then we see what we can do because we are on ground. Currently, I have a friend that he goes to all these Islamic schools. He pick one or two people and then teach them how to install AC and some other things. There are people doing a whole lot behind the cameras, behind the corners, and we're trying. If you go to my videos, you're going to see my mentality and the ideology I have. And please don't get it mistaken, man. I'm not tagging you because I want to be out there on the media or trend the same Tunde Ednot posted me 3 times last year, Gossip Mill, Instablock, Yaba left. So if it's for me to trend, I've gotten that, in abundance. And I'm doing everything that I'm doing today. It's coming from my heart, I'm a northerner that is not happy with the way things are going on. And all my followers are going to say, they would attest that I know what is going on in the north. And I say it how it is without being biased. But, saying, cutting northern Nigeria, and then the fact that you generalized everybody you met. No, you've not met me. You've not met millions upon millions of, educated northern Nigerians that want to bring a change to northern Nigeria. So I suggest, don't just fly out and go to the US and stay there and talk. Come back, my brother, or rather, put the word out there. Let's see what we can do collectively to make it work.
It will take not less than 50 years for northern Nigeria to get back to economic prosperity and moral upliftment. The reason why is simple. The educational sector in northern Nigeria is so deplorable. Thousands of schools face this singular problem. Infrastructure. Look at this school. This is a school in Bauchi State, in northern Nigeria, northeast of the country, with a population of Almajiris in northern Nigeria hitting almost 15 million and still counting. That number significantly represents a good portion of any state in Nigeria. How can the North allow itself to deplore to such a state that it becomes practically irredeemable? Because the elite in northern Nigeria decided to look the other way and put selfishness in front first. And this has, over the years, at least over the past, possibly 40 to 50 years, eaten deep into the societal fabric of northern Nigeria, such that religion, ethnicity plays the major role in any decision, including governance in northern Nigeria. Compare that to the southwest of Nigeria. The southwest has what you call DAWN, the DAWN agenda, D-A-W-N, development agenda of Western Nigeria. That is what they have, where it doesn't matter if you are a governor from a particular party, say the APC, and another is from the PDP. They unite, come together, empower their youths, train their youths, love their youths, very importantly. I left northern Nigeria to get an education in the southwest. So also have many northerners left the north to get education in schools like in Ibadan, or Unilag, or LASU, or Uniben. But today, the story has worsened for the northern part of the country, so much so that the bill, a tax bill, was being rejected. It has now been refashioned with just a 10% increase in some parts of it to, differentiate it from what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu proposed. But for how long will the North continue to run away from this truth? Living in denial will not help anyone, will not help any situation. How can you have schools like this without no tables, no windows? The walls are already scraped off, no roofs. And then you expect that you will be able to compare educational levels in the southwest of Nigeria to the northern part of the country. It is over. We cannot joke about this anymore. The truth is there to see. Until the leaders, the governors, the senators in northern Nigeria begin to see that their traditions and religion has helped them to fall short, and then their own selfish interest is working against the development of northern Nigeria to the collective good of the whole of the country, then we'll begin to identify the key areas that must be tackled once and for all, one of which is this educational thing. How do you expect students to assimilate, to learn in an environment that is totally chaotic, morally degrading, and insensitive, yet you call these schools? And then I was listening to the Minister of State for Education, and she talked about using AI to further the course of education in Nigeria. And then I said, look into the mirror. Have you been able to tackle just the normal education first? Have you been able to provide infrastructure? You cannot begin to put the cart ahead of the horse. So let us introspect in the north and see that we are faced with dire consequences, dire problems. And until we agree that these problems have the capacity to ruin the north even further, no wonder you see that we have all these societal vices, kidnappings. Before kidnappings was Boko Haram. Until we're able to face these facts and settle to begin to work for the North.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear. Not recent rhetoric about division and competence is a classic case of selective reasoning. For decades, when the South demanded resource control, state policing, and true federalism, many northern leaders responded with fear-mongering, claiming it would lead to a chaos or war. Calls for restructuring were rejected outright, and agitators were labeled as enemies of national unity. But now that the power tide is shifting, the same North that once resisted change is suddenly preaching self-reliance and advocating for leadership based purely on merit. That's not evolution, it's political convenience. In reality, the North has benefited more than any other region from the flawed structure of Nigeria. Despite holding power for most of country's post-independency, the region remained deeply underdeveloped. Poverty, illiteracy, insecurity, and dependency on federal allocations continue to plague many northern states. It is no secret that the revenue sustaining the country, particularly oil, comes from the South. Yet the South has received less in return in terms of infrastructure, political power, and national recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, if competence were truly the criteria for leadership, then regions that have consistently voted for underperforming leaders simply because they came from the North would have a little ground to stand on. And if the North is truly ready for division, then let's have an honest national dialogue about restructuring. But it must be without the double standards, not when it favors them, and resistance when it empowers others. In conclusion, the North's recent statements are not just bold, they are revealing. They expose the long-standing manipulation of Nigeria's structure for political advantage. If division is no longer a threat to them, then the South must no longer be afraid to demand fairness, justice, and control over their destiny. The time to correct these foundational imbalances is now. Let every region stand on its own strength. That is the true test of competence.